Welcome to Stroke Forward. My name is Marcia Moran. For the next 40 minutes or so, we are going to talk about things that stroke survivors, or any brain injury survivor, deals with. If you look at me today, you probably don't see a person who had a stroke, but I feel it. My body functions differently. Do I think I will get back to 100%? Yes, because to think differently is to admit defeat. We will talk to all sorts of people who have been there, from survivors to caretakers to doctors, nurses, therapists, friends, and family who have seen us at our weakest. They have cheered us with their victories, no matter how large or how small. How did we get here? That's what this show is going to tell you. Aaron Vaughen was born in Ohio. He lived in Tennessee and Florida as a young child. Aaron moved to North Carolina at 11 years old and grew up in Raleigh. Aaron started cooking at 20 years old and was able to work at some of the best chefs in Raleigh, including Ashley Christensen, where he was at for 7 years. Aaron also worked at Tir na Og for 5 or 6 years. Those two places were his favorite. Aaron had a brain abscess in 2021 and is trying to get back to what he loves, cooking. He had some bumps along the way, but once Aaron got past those, he was able to get better. The outpatient care at WakeMed and Next Step has been awesome for him. Aaron still has a long way to go and feels good about where he is. I am delighted to introduce Aaron Vaughen today. How are you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. So you had a brain abscess, which is really rare. Why did you have it, and what happened?
They don't know why. They don't know where it came from. The best guess from the neurosurgeon was it happened 3 weeks before my event, because where it happened, he said, it was a very sensitive spot. And it's an infection. It started in my mouth, and it went to my brain. And at first I thought I was having a migraine. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
I've since later, when everyone says, if you've never had a migraine before and you feel like you're having a migraine, you're probably having some sort of event in your brain. And what happens is it was on the left side of my brain, right there by my brainstem. And so it affected my right side. So my right side, my right leg, my right arm, my speech, my vision, all was affected. And it was a little over a year ago that it happened.
Okay. Did you have any surgeries?
I did. They didn't know what I had. So they, about after 2 days of being at Duke, the neurosurgeon was like, we can wait for tests, or I can just go into your brain. And so they went into my brain because they didn't know if I had tumors or if I was having a brain bleed. And so I guess you can say I was lucky to have a brain bleed instead of tumors. So they bled me out, scooped out some of the infection, still had some of it, so they closed me up, sent me back to put me back in the room, and then put me on a PICC line for about 3 months to get the rest of the infection out.
Okay. And you talked about the deficit that the abscess caused. So what are the most devastating to you professionally?
All of it. Because as a cook, I could probably limp around if I still had my arm. But because I don't even have that, and my vision is impaired, so I can see a lot better now, but it's still not 100%. I still have problems with my bottom right, with both eyes, because apparently your vision is affected. Both your eyes are affected. This one was really affected, but both of them are affected because of the way your brain and eyes work. It goes in, then it flips around, then it goes back out. More complicated than I know. So I'd say all of it, really, for what I do, being a chef, to go back to what I was doing. I tried that, and I just couldn't I can't quite do everything that I used to do. The recipes I'm doing for the videos are very simple. So I'm still doing what I love to do, but I can't quite do to the level that I was at. And so that's a little, um, I mean, it's a little depressing because I love what I did or do, and but I'm trying to do it, and I try to incorporate complicated stuff when I can, if I can, especially if I have helpers. If I have someone here with me, I can do a little bit more because I have someone to kind of help me out.
Okay, so you talked about the videos. Um, Tell me a little bit more about what you do on these videos.
So I started this. I've only done 11. Started off as a left-handed chef, but then someone advised me to that wasn't a really good idea. So I changed it to the single-handed chef. And so my goal really is I want to show people how to cook, but at the same time, I want to show people that are disabled that they can cook as well. So I'm trying to do it with one hand. And so my goal is to show people that, you know, show myself too, that I can still do what I love to do. I may not be able to do complicated dishes like I used to do, but I can still do some, still provide some joy in my life, and hopefully I can um, bring some confidence to some other people out there, whether they're disabled, whether they broke their arm, whether they're a mom holding a kid um, on their hip. I don't have a lot of subscribers, I only have 50. Um, but the people that are really enjoying everything are really enjoying the simplicity of everything, the quickness of everything, the cost. Well, someone even said, "Man, I'm going to do this one. The cost on that looks really cheap." And um, so I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. So we'll see what happens. But for right now, it's for me to kind of do what I love to do, and hopefully, someone either like me or similar with no use of their arm that wants to get back in the kitchen, because, as you all know, being disabled. You don't do much. You're at home a lot. And so you try to do as much as you can. And I'm able to drive. And so I have certain things that I can do more so than most. I'm not completely stuck at home, but you basically are. And so this allows me a chance to go to the grocery store. It gives me a task. It's part of therapy. You know, I remember them. That's one thing they wanted me to do was remembering, writing a list, and talking to people helps me as well. I kind of get lost in what I'm doing, and I forget. I forget that I'm disabled when I'm doing those videos. So I really enjoy them. I can't. It's not like it was before, but it's something, and that makes me feel a lot better.
So I've looked at the videos, and I would like to say to everyone out there that they're really well done, and they know people need to go see them.
Well, they're still a little rough around the edges. I'm still learning how to. I just recently learned how to edit a little bit, so hopefully the next few videos will be even shorter. But I'm not too worried about the length, because if somebody doesn't want to see something, they can fast forward through it to the end, or whatever. I've learned a lot, because at first I put a clip and on a phone, and it was just hard mounted, and it was just kind of like right here to the left of me. I was like, "Hey guys," I was like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And then I'd be off screen, and it wasn't moving. Then eventually I got this tripod that I use now, and I got a microphone that helps. And so you see kind of the slow evolution through everything. Even the last one I did, everyone keeps, well, my family and my friends, they keep telling me yeah, you need to wear a chef jacket. So I finally put on a chef jacket, and I got a lot of good responses from that. So and it felt good too, to be, somewhat back in the uniform.
Awesome. So Well, you have these deficits. Have you been told that you'll actually grow through them?
Um, yes and no, because with brain injuries, as you well know, no one knows what's going to happen. And, everything looks, they tell me, like with my arm, they're like, everything looks right. Your shoulder looks good, your bicep, everything's, your fingers, except for my pinky, everything looks good. Um, Maybe with time, they told me, the neurosurgeon told me to continue with my workouts. He said, you get a lot back. You'll get more back from doing work than you will from not doing it. And he said, so it's not like, if you just sat on your butt, um, he said, you wouldn't be where you're at. You'd be somewhere, you'd be better, but you wouldn't be where you're at. So he said, hard work definitely helps. And so I've asked all my therapists from day one. I was like, what can I do at home? Because I mean, you're in therapy. I don't know about you, but you're only in therapy like one day a week, maybe two. And so what are you going to do the other 5 days? And
Yep.
and for me, I'm someone, uh, I can only speak for me. I don't know what it's like to not work. I don't know what it's like to sit on the couch. Everyone said I had options. And I was like, well, the only option I see is to work because I don't see any, well, I don't want to sit on a couch. I don't want to
Right.
collect this. Yeah, this sucks. I don't like this. I'm not very happy about this, but I'm not going to stop doing things to try to get better. And so hopefully it happens. I'm walking a lot more without a cane. I'm up to about 1,200 feet is what I can do before I have to take a break. If I go any further, I just need the cane, and the cane just helps me walk a lot further. And so I try to do about between 18 and 20 miles a week. I kind of keep track of it on my Apple Watch. Um, and They got me the Apple Watch at first because they wanted, just in case I fell, this will call the ambulance. But now I use it I don't use it as much as I did. For a while, I was very, all right, I need to do, all right, I'm going to do 6 miles this week. All right, I'm going to do 9. All right, I'm going to do 12. And then I was very like, then I was like, all right, I'm only going to put it on at 10 till like 6. I'm only going to put it on when I walk, when I know I'm walking for real. Um, so, uh, right now they say I'm walking like at 60%. Um, for my height, weight, and age, the PT said about 60% capacity, which means I still need about 40% to go. My balance is a lot better because of my vision. I used to always have to keep my head down because picking it up would make me nauseous. And
Mm.
so I know I've come a long ways, and I have a long ways to go, but hopefully, long answer, short answer. Hopefully, yes, but they don't know. Um, the neurosurgeon said it could take 8 to 10 years. He said the one good thing, which is weird. You probably got this too. I'm not used to being referred to young, except in the hospital setting. I'm 48, and you're young.
Yep.
And in society, I'm old, or not old, but above middle age at least. And in the hospital, I'm young.
Right. So, how often does a brain aneurysm, I'm sorry, a brain abscess happen in the US? Do you know?
I don't know that. The infectious disease doctor at Duke, Becky Smith, she told me because I had on phone microphone one time, and my therapist asked how rare it was, and she goes, I don't know how to speak to that. She goes, but I've had one a year for the past 10 to 11 years. So,
Okay.
and she's like, and that's at Duke. And so, if that, so it's rare. And then I remember my girlfriend told her doctor that this had happened to me. And she's like, wow, you have better luck to get hit by lightning than you do that. So I don't know the numbers, but I know that it's rare. I know that I haven't met anybody that has had this. It's been kind of hard because as I've gone through therapy, I've mostly run into stroke victims or car
Mhm.
accidents or brain aneurysms. I haven't run into anybody that's like me, which I keep telling people, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because I don't have anybody to compare to, so it's not going to defeat me, but it's a bad thing because you just don't know. But like I
Right.
said earlier, with any brain injury, any brain whatever, you just don't know. There's no, like, you break your leg, you'll be back in, 6 months. This is like, no, therapists are just like, they never tell you a date. And therapists have told me if someone tells you a date, they're a bad therapist because you can't predict with this because it just
Hmm.
depends on who you are, how long you were in your event, how many brain cells were destroyed, how you heal, how your genetics are. Everybody's different when it comes to this. I mean,
Mhm.
everybody's different anyway,
Interesting.
but brains are, there's, I mean, they know a lot more now than they used to, but you know, it's still, a mystery.
Right. So you said that you used to be a chef. You said that you are a chef, but you're using more simple recipes. Do you think these people that you're thinking about bringing on your show, are they going to help? Tell me about that.
I think it will. Um, it'll just it'll be nice for me to reconnect with friends and kind of have that camaraderie in the kitchen, so to speak. And through the years, I've met a lot of people and made a lot of friends. I even had one of mine, Ashley Christensen. She said she would only, if she did a video with me, she was only going to cook with her right hand. So between us, we would have a set of hands. And so I think that could be fun. Another guest I've talked to would be Michael Thor, who's the chef owner of Whiskey Kitchen, and he's a
Hmm.
C2 spinal injury. He's had his own issues. He calls himself the crippled cook. He can't do much, but he can direct, and so I'm looking forward to us doing something together because I think that could be fun. Because cooks, we're a different breed of people. I think everybody says that no matter what line of work they're in, because
Hmm.
to be what you are, you have to be that to be in that field, I think.
Hmm.
Um, and I love what I did, and the people that I'm friends with, they are the same way, and I've been able to, cultivate great relationships. I've had so much support through all this. I've only done 11 videos. It's only been what, a month and a half, and I've gotten a huge response from my friends. At least I started this thing called I think it's SoFi. It's an app that create basically it's a way to kind of get some funds to help pay for things, and it's a way to start your business. And so the first thing they offer is for a cup of coffee, just $5. We donate. And so I put on a video, I put on a few pictures, and I'll continue to update it. And I was like, hey guys, can I get some money? Basically asking people for money. I was like, hey, can I get some money for the ingredients? So I can continue to do these videos. And I set my goal for $500, and I just started this like 2 days ago, and I'm already almost there, which means I'll have enough money to do videos for at least the next few months. And that's been really nice to see that, and businesses have shared my story, and that's really helped me a lot because right now I don't have a job, I don't have disability, I have a little bit of money that I'm living off of from my savings, but I don't know how long that'll last. So um, I don't want to, everyone's given so much as it is. I just wanted enough to be able to do my videos. And
Mhm.
I mean, yes, I do eat the food, it is for a meal. I don't just cook it and throw it away. It's a meal for me and my girlfriend and her daughter. So if she decides she wants to eat it, but yeah, and I'm asking people what they want to see. Um, the people at Next Step, um, they said they would love to see more of using the adaptive devices like the cutting board, and the can opener and stuff like that, showing people how to do things more on the technical side. And so I'm gonna start doing one-off videos like that. Where it'll just be like a little minute video. I'm like, hey, today we're going to chop an onion, and just show them how to do that. And to be honest, I'm learning how to do that because I may be a chef, but I was right-handed, and that was the
Right.
side that was affected. So I'm learning how to use my left hand. I know how to. I mean, when you're a cook, you're kind of ambidextrous. You can use both your hands, but my right hand was for cutting. I would do certain small cuts, but now I'm starting to learn how to do that myself. So I'm learning it a lot as well.